So I'm James Squire. I'm the Theta Phi VMI chapter faculty advisor for the Eta Kappa Nu IEEE group. And I'm recording this video because I've had consistent trouble submitting my annual chapter reports. Every year I've had trouble for the past probably about 3 or 4 years. This particular year, I've tried to submit it 5 times. Every time it's not allowed me to submit. I've requested help by telephone, by email, and by the web service, and I've gotten no responses except for one email one time that said that they're looking into it and they'll get back to me, and it's never happened. So I'm hoping that by posting my experiences going through the website on YouTube, and then telling the folks over at Eta Kappa Nu that I've done this so you can see exactly what the problem is, I'll be able to get some assistance since Eta Kappa Nu's decided to make our membership now inactive. Although I've done the best that I can, which is to take screenshots of what I've done so far and send that in, but that was not sufficient. They really want us to use this website, which is not allowing me to put in my information. So here I am. I'm going to go through it. It seems like it might be a little bit fast me going through because of two things. First is that because I've done this 5 times before, I know what the information is. I'm also reading it off of the report that I filed by email through Ada Kappa Nu. And then last, I'm going to try to put in just the minimum amount that should accept because it's just never accepted it before, and it's just a waste of time. Me spending twice the time putting something in that won't be accepted. So I'm going to start in by signing in for the annual chapter report. The system does understand who I am and does let me sign in. And after a pause, it correctly shows me the annual activity report. So it knows that I'm Theta Phi, and I'll put in my name, say that I'm the faculty advisor. Submitting an email is correct. I'm just going to choose my own personal website for this. I'm putting it in since it does say it's required. Let's see, our bylaws are here. That should be well underneath the maximum size. And we've certainly tried to do this. I'm going to say yes because we've tried. It hasn't been accepted. We are not members of the Slack team, and we haven't put in a nomination. So the number of chapter people in our chapter as of 2022. Let me see what we wrote for that. We had 12, and then on 1 June 2023 we had 13. We invited 4 undergraduates to join us, and all 4 were inducted. We don't have a graduate program, so no graduate students were invited. And at this time, unlike last year, all of our professors are already members, and no outside professionals were invited. We hold it once per year, and we prefer to do it in person, so we did not do anything remotely. We do not raise any revenue. We don't have any chapter dues. Very happy with what the supporter department gives us, which is a really nice induction ceremony. They provide us food and drinks and time, and it's nice. I'm the advisor. I don't know what I wrote down in the past thing. How many times do we involve in which our chapter engages with the department chair? Chapter. Really just during induction, when we induct. And we do it both terms. I talk to my people both terms. Let's see. So the following 5 questions relates to your outreach. We don't outreach to our community. And I'm going to just keep this blank because it's not, because I've never had this thing go through, so I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time filling this thing out. Okay. So please describe your alumni engagement program. Just going to scroll down and see what I wrote last time. Um, we really don't engage with our alumni. We don't provide a newsletter. No. We've only got a dozen or less, about a dozen members, so we really don't need a formal email list. We don't engage in any kind of money transactions. Everything that we've been able to submit is fine, which has unfortunately not been much, but certainly the activity reports are correct. So our biggest problem that we're having is our ability to submit our reports to um, to Edit new headquarters. And that's been an ongoing source of trouble. And what really troubles me is not just that we're having trouble submitting them, but that when I ask for assistance, we get none. I don't hear anything back. It's just crickets. No, we're definitely not going to work with a group that's not supporting us. Absolutely not. Lessons learned from past years. We're going to try this video submission to show the problems that we have in submitting our annual reports and see if that works. It's really all about submitting our annual reports. That is our biggest, it's our only problem that we have. And I'd say, when chapters encounter problems with submitting reports, please have some sort of outreach to them to help them. So it's not just what I've been encountering, which is literally nothing except for one automated email reply saying that we'll get it back in touch with you, and then the only way people getting back in touch is to say that we've just deactivated your group rather than working with me to submit it. I've even tried to submit it by email, and it just seems like it's just a black hole. So anyway, so now I'll submit, and we'll see what happens. And this is what happens. You click submit, and nothing happens. It just simply you click. We could try save and continue later, but that no longer works. This button, when you click, it doesn't seem to do anything. There's no feedback. I've tried different lengths of time after pausing this. I've tried waiting a minute, 10 minutes. One time I waited overnight, came back the next day. Eventually after waiting 12 hours, I've got to do my regular work. And I figure after 12 hours, if it hasn't submitted, it's not going to submit. So we're just getting I don't know if you can hear the clicking, but we just get nothing. So I'm going to submit this, and I hope we get a reply. Honestly, given our past experiences, I'm not hopeful of it, but it's all that I can do at this point. I'm going to wait just a little bit longer and see if anything happens. Wonder if the donate button works. That works. We can donate. We just can't submit our report. Now, if we go back to our report, I just hit the back arrow. Everything's filled out still, but the submit still does not work. So I've shown this how it looks when I've submitting it on Google Chrome. The same thing happens with Microsoft Edge, uh, Opera, and Firefox. I really don't want to go. I've already gone through them all in the past. I don't want to have to spend the time doing it again while videotaping because I still have to upload this video. But yeah, Ada Kappa Nu, if there's someone out there who can hear me, who's can help, please do so because I don't know what else to do.